Formula One's second pre-season test in Barcelona ended on a sour note, with McLaren's Fernando Alonso crashing his car into a wall at around 90 miles per hour and being airlifted to hospital with concussion. A McLaren spokesman said the two-time world champion was fine, but he was kept in hospital overnight for checks. The crash compounded another difficult testing session for the team, as Alonso and Jenson Button only completed 124 laps between them over the 4 days, as they struggled to bed in their new Honda power unit. All was not well at Mercedes either, as Lewis Hamilton was forced to stop running on day one due to a high fever, and Nico Rosberg, who was also suffering with a trapped nerve in his neck, was unable to replace him. That meant Mercedes had to recall reserve driver Pascal Wehrlein, who had spent his morning driving in the Mercedes-powered Force India.
One of the best days. It's always nice to drive a Formula One car, so today was my third time and for sure I enjoyed it.
Ominously for the rest of the field, when Rosberg was able to drive, he underlined Mercedes' status as the team to beat, setting the second fastest time of the test, even when using the medium compound tyre.
We got some good running in the end, where we did learn something once the wind dropped down, with some decent lap times and things, so there's some positives.
We're just trying to get mileage and trying to slowly understand I'd say the biggest issue is the tyres. You know, they just don't work, they're so hard.
The most obvious winners from the test were Lotus, who set the fastest laps on 3 of the 4 days. New test driver and GP2 champion Jolyon Palmer got his first taste of the 2015 car, with Romain Grosjean the quickest man overall on the super soft tyre, suggesting Lotus may be ready for a revival after slipping to near the back last year. Red Bull, once again in their special testing livery, were the third fastest team, whilst Ferrari were fourth, and Sebastian Vettel was still getting to grips with his new red car.
Probably was not yet awake, so it was very crisp this morning, quite cold, and I wanted to see how cold it was, and went a little bit too aggressive and simply spun. So it's my mistake. So then it's an absolute minimum to try and help the team as much as I can, taking some of the gravel out of the car.
Lap times are not a true indication of the pecking order though, with Williams finishing 6th on the timing sheets, but only running once on the soft tyres.
Saying where we are compared to the others is a little bit difficult. So I would say we are there, where we expected to be. But saying we are better, we are worse, yeah, I think it's a little bit difficult. I still believe maybe Mercedes is still there on the top.
Test driver Susie Wolff also got some running on day one, but it was cut short after a collision with Sauber rookie Felipe Nasr.
I was on my out lap, and I guess he was on a already flying lap, and I was coming in for braking for turn 5. I stayed on my line, and then he came across, and his rear right hit my front left. Very difficult to understand really how and why it happened.
As she moved to the right, I felt that she saw me. So I was basically already overtaking her into turn 5 on the braking zone when I just felt a big hit on my rear suspension, and that's all I remember. So I think she didn't see me.
The final test begins at the Circuit de Catalunya on Thursday and will be the team's last chances to iron out any issues with their cars before the Formula One season starts in Melbourne on March the 15th.